Hello my creative friends, thank you for joining me again for Card Making 101. Today we're going to be talking about clear mount stamps. Stampin' Up! Sells their clear mount stamps in these DVD cases. You can, when you get a set that has two, it comes in two DVD cases. But what I like to do, if I can fit them, is to put both sets into one container, and I just put the pictures. You can slide it in. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, slide it in and out. This saves even more space in my craft room, and the extra DVD case you can use for storage, like I do for my markers, because I don't own all the markers yet in the new colors. Or you can store your scraps and other things in there as well. It's just been in the past year that I've rediscovered Stampin' Up! And actually tried their brand of clear mount stamps, and I wish I wouldn't have waited so long, because hands down they've had the best quality. I've gotten the best stamped images, and it's one of the reasons I decided to go with this company and become a demonstrator. So here's what you might be used to if you're used to clear mount stamps. They come on these sheets, and you can see they're not even sticking to the backing here. I've had a couple of issues with this type of clear mount stamp. One is that it doesn't like to stick to the block very well. The other is, I don't know if you can see that, it's very stretchy, and I find it kind of stretches out and it doesn't keep its shape very well, and it makes it even more difficult to line it up and have a straight stamped image. But you can see all the way through them, which is nice. However, because they're clear, when you're stamping, even though you can see through, I think it's sometimes even more difficult to stamp. But this is where I started. In fact, I started at the dollar bin with something like this, and the dollar bin blocks like this, and this. Okay, here's my issue with this, and it could be me. You might be able to do this and be just fine, but it's so skinny that it's hard for me to grip onto, and when I press down to stamp my image, my finger gets in the way and it rocks it, and I get an uneven stamp. Same thing when I'm trying to ink it up. I get, because I can't hold it, I mean, look at how thin that is. I can't hold it with my fingers very well. So you might have luck with this. I really didn't. For a long time I used this type of a block, and I liked it. It has a grid, it has some finger grips, but the grips don't line up with my fingers all that well, to be honest. I know, just probably me, weird. But I decided, after trying and having my stamped images fall off, I would try a Stampin' Up! Block, and I wouldn't lie to you, I really do like this block the best. It has a little groove on all four sides, just like the wood mount stamps do. Let me find one here. So it has the same groove, but it has a little bit heavier weight to it. It's not heavy at all, but the extra weight just helps you balance it, or at least it helps me balance it in my hand, and add just that little bit of extra pressure when you're stamping. And so far I've had really good luck with the cling stamps clinging to it. So that's a little bit on clear block and other things. One thing about Stampin' Up!, if you're going to start with Stampin' Up! Clear blocks, I would recommend D. Can you see that? Maybe if oh, there you go. All of their stamps have Stampin' Up! On one side, their logo, and on the other side there's a circle with a letter. And I find D fits most stamps that are this size and smaller. In fact, I can even fit the Eiffel Tower on there. just barely. But you can also go with a C, and that fits most of the little ones. In fact, it would fit all of these except this one, not quite. You might be able to make it work. As you can see with the clear block, I can put it over the stamped image on my DVD case and see which one will fit. It's important to keep your clear blocks and your stamps clean. You can, you can rub them with your Stampin' Scrub and get clean that way. Stampin' Up! With their new catalog came out with a cloth you can use to clean it. And if it gets really grungy, you can wash them with something like Dawn dish soap, something that takes the grease away from your fingerprints, because it's kind of the oils in your fingers, as well as the ink and maybe adhesive you get on there that would make it less clingy. Okay, so on to the stamps. As I said, they come in this DVD case. You have the rubber. It's the same rubber and the same foam as the wood mount, but there's a different backing on there. It also comes with the sticker sheet, and we'll get to that in a minute. So let me just start by taking this out. Anytime you have a big solid surface, this is not all that big, you should use a sanding block just to get the residue that comes on the stamps just in the manufacturing process. It'll help get a more even image when you go to stamp. But I actually like to sand all of mine because I do find there is just a little bit of that residue, and you can't tell you sanded it, like there's no sand marks left over. It just leaves it nice and smooth. In the new catalog, the sanding block is green. This is from their old catalog, same difference. But you just run the sanding block over the image. And you can almost see it turning opaque. I'm just going to go ahead and do that for all of these and speed it up. Then you're going to blow it off. When I'm using a new stamp set, I often like to stamp off on a piece of scratch paper, copy paper, or my grid mat. And that just shows me if I need to sand a little bit more. If you get kind of a splotchy image, you might need to just run it through again. But it doesn't take much. And you can skip this step if you don't want to do it. Okay, so the second thing I do is I peel off the backing. It's just a paper backing. You can feel how this is kind of clingy, but it's not sticky like tape is. The next thing I do is I put this back in the case. I save the rubber that comes with the images, because then when I'm taking my stamps out, I can tell right where they need to go back. I can tell if I'm missing one, especially if you are like me and sometimes like to use several different stamp sets to make your card. This is a great way to make sure they each get back where they go. Now, this is ready to stamp. You can take this just as it is, turn it upside down on your work surface, press it in, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. It's not falling off. Or if you would like to use the stickers that come with the stamps, you can adhere them next. I like leaving it just plain. This has the best sticky adhesive. I mean, I have not had a problem with any of them falling off when I've just left them like this. When you put the sticker backing on, it's not quite as clingy as this. See, I told you I'd be honest. There's a couple of things. You want to make sure that it's very clean. You want to make sure your block is clean. you can kind of huff on it if you're having troubles. But I do like to use the stickers when there's words because I want to make sure the words are going the correct way. Okay, I grabbed the congrats. And this is the congrats sticker. All of the stickers have 2 paper backings on them, and they're split in the middle. So you just peel off one, peel off the other, and you only want to do one at a time to make sure you get it, where it's supposed to go. And then you just line it up and make sure that your word is going the same way as this word. I'm going to pull it closer to me so I can really see it. Once you have it lined up, you just push it and then peel it off, and there you go. Sticker. It's got a sticker on the one side, it's stuck to there. It's still got the cling on the back, and gonna take a clear block, do the same thing. Push it, 1, 2, 3, and same thing. It's stuck on there. And it works really, really well. But like I said, if it gets dirty, if you get your fingerprints on it or ink or something on it, it won't cling as well. So make sure you keep it clean. And then let's do a little bit of stamping here. I tap it and then I'm looking at it to make sure that it got ink evenly on it, and then just straight down, press, straight up. And there you go. There's happy birthday. And same thing with the congrats. Just go. There you go. So it works so nicely. The Stampin' Up! Stamps really are the best I have tried. They make great, beautiful, crisp images, and I have found when I was using the ones that were truly clear and you could see through, it was very splotchy, and they would fall off as I was trying to stamp, and I just didn't have very good luck with them. And I have had such good luck with these that I would, and I do, recommend them. When you're done, you clean them just like you do your wood mount stamps. Spray your Stampin' Mist on your Stampin' Scrub, scrub it, dry it, and then they're ready to go back in their case. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you'll try maybe the Clear mount stamps if you haven't before, and see what you think. Tell me what you like and what works for you. Thank you for watching today. Hope you find some time today to make something and be just a little bit creative. Bye.